the beauty in the church, not I built the church, the beauty in the cathedral, the beauty in the poem, the beauty in the sculpture, the beauty, not the object of beauty.
The beauty itself.
That is immortal. And I cannot grasp that, mind cannot grasp it, because beauty is not in the field of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. You see, what you've said, again, stands it all on its head. We think when something dies that we've cherished, that is beautiful. That beauty dies in some sense with that which has passed away.
Passed away, yes.
Actually, it's the feeling of being bereft of that beauty that I regarded as my privilege to have personal access to.
Yeah.
The belief that that has perished, not simply been lost, because what is lost is by its nature predisposed to be found, but to perish is to be wiped out utterly, isn't it? And so the belief is deep.
Oh, very, very.
Extremely deep with respect to what we mean by perish. In fact, the word isn't used very often. It's frightening. It's a very frightening word. We're always talking about losing things.
Losing.
Hardly ever do we say something perishes. Now, back to what I mentioned about standing it on its head. The image came to my mind as a metaphor. I hope not one of those images we've been talking about, that beauty, rather than being imprisoned and therefore taken down to the utter depths of nullity when the thing perishes, has simply let it go. In some sense, beauty has let this expression go. That is upside down from what is usually thought.
I know.
And it's probably let it go in precisely on time.
That's right.
That's what's so marvelous.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, immortality, we have said, is within the field of time.
The one field.
Right?
Yes.
The field of time.
Yes.
And death is also then in the field of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have created through thought the things of time. Mm-hmm. And death is the ending or the beginning of a state which is timeless. Of that I'm frightened. Mm-hmm. So I want everything preserved in the field of time.
Mm-hmm.
You follow, sir?
Yes, we think it could.
And that is what we call immortal. The statue, the poem, the church, the cathedral, and I see also all that is corruptible, destroyed by one accident or by an earthquake. Everything is gone. So, immortality is not within the field of time. And time is thought.
Of course. Yes, that follows.
Of course. So, anything that thought creates must be within the field of time. And yet thought is trying to seek immortality, which is immortality of itself and the things it has created. See, you...
Yes.
So, then the problem is, can the mind see all this. See it, not imagine that it is seeing it.
No, actually see it. The remark I made before, when you began saying the field of time, and I said the one field, I didn't mean that the field of time, as you've described it, is the one field, but that we could be so appallingly
blind,
mistaken and blind,
ignorant,
and, that the field of time is another fragment, and it's the only field. And what really struck me was this misuse of thought generates the most appalling avarice.
Yes, sir.
I'm walling myself up in stone. Yes, please.
So, the mind perceiving all this, if it is alert, if it has been watchful all the time that we have been discussing, must inevitably see the whole content exposed without any effort. It's like reading a map. You spread it out and look. But if you want to go in a direction, then you don't look at the whole map. Then you say, I want to go from here to there, the direction is there, so many miles, and you don't look the rest. What we are asking is, no direction, but just look. Look at the content of your consciousness, without direction, without choice. Be aware of it without any exertion of discernment. Be choicelessly aware of this extraordinary map. Then that choiceless awareness gives you the tremendous energy to go beyond it. But you need energy to go beyond it.
This leads me to the notion of reincarnation that we began to touch on a little earlier. That I see the demonic root in that.
Yes, sir. You see, reincarnate next life. Nobody says incarnate now.
Yes, exactly.
You follow, sir?
Yes, I do.
You can only incarnate now when you die to the content.
And there is...
You can be reborn, regenerated totally if you die to the content.
Yes. Yes, yes. And there is a terrible truth on the dark side, the demonic side, to this doctrine of reincarnation, because if that content of consciousness is not emptied out, then it must prevail.
So what happens?
Then it really does. Yes.
It prevails. So what happens? I do not know, as a human being, how to empty this thing. I'm not even interested. I'm only frightened.
Only scared to death.
Scared to death. And I preserve something, and I die, I'm burnt or buried underground. The content goes on. As we said, the content of me is your content also. It's not so very different.
No. Yeah.
Slightly modified, slightly exaggerated, and given certain tendencies which depend on your conditioning of environment, so on, so on. But it is essentially same consciousness. Unless a human being empties that consciousness goes on like a river.